Oh, hey there! You clicked on a Holistic Developer channel video and I want to say welcome. Thank you for that. Today I'll dive in straight ahead into today's topic and you can determine if you want to spend your next 10 minutes or so on watching this video or doing something else. So basically, I want to tell you the storyline of how I became a software engineer. To get a degree in teaching and psychology. Yes, yeah. I was thinking of becoming a teacher because I really like teaching and so on. But that's a story for another time. Let's go back to the story of today. So during the time I was in college, from 2004 to 2007, if I recall correctly, along with classes of ballet and art and music, piano, and so on, I was also having classes such as databases or programming language. It was, I think, Pascal. So during that time, I kind of realized that it comes to me like something like specifically databases. I really liked it. I like that I was able to create something. I like that you don't need a lot of things to be able to create something, and it sounded like something, and it felt like something that I enjoy because I see that I can do something with my own thoughts, with my own ideas. I can create something. But I still had at that time the thought in my mind that that is not something that is for a girl, let's say. So I continued with the journey in becoming a teacher. Actually, I had some internship. I taught a few classes and so on. And I graduated, got a degree in teaching. I actually was struggling with the fact of being a teacher, and there were many reasons. I needed to figure out what do I do next, how do I make a living, and so on. And again, I didn't want to go back to college to spend another 3-4 years to get a degree and then not getting into something that I like, because I don't know what I like until I try it. So I was thinking that I can make a living and get something really quickly. And I was considering to get into becoming an esthetician. And that's the kind of the courses that I was looking at, and it was somewhere between nine months to a year or something like that. And I remember my husband, now husband, then boyfriend, he was saying, like, I remember you saying that you like math, you like physics, chemistry, and when you talk about databases and programming language, my eyes were shining, and like, why you're not trying this? Like, why not going there? And I told him, like, I don't think I can do it because it's not for girls. I was not confident that I can do it. Long story short, he convinced me to give it a try. Another aspect of that was that I didn't have the financial means to pay for a college degree or a computer science degree. But anyways, I decided to apply to a state university in the country where I was living. And lo and behold, I was admitted to get a computer science degree. So another 3 years of education. So I think that, if I recall correctly, that was from 2007. And I graduated in 2010. The reality is, like, did I know how to code? Like, no. Like, when I graduated from university with a degree, I had a degree saying that I'm a computer scientist. When it came to programming, I would say I was really mediocre, just being honest. I could look at what I was good at. It was looking at code and tell you where the problem is. Will it compile or not? So I basically was a living, breathing compiler. And that's not a good thing, because when I was trying to build something, I could not figure out how to do it. Like, I was trying to solve something and I was expecting to start from the top and just go down in the program and like write line by line. And I didn't have an idea. That's something that the university failed to teach us, to how to break down the problem into smaller pieces and try to solve that piece, and like have something temporary if you don't know how to solve that yet. Fix on the things that you know, fix that, but implement that, program that, and then move on to the thing that it's not clear yet, and so on. So I was not able to code by myself, honestly. Doing like find in the world the letter A, or how many letters A's are in the word, that was something that was trivial. But when it came to something more, let's say, relevant, I was struggling. So I graduated in 2010 and moved to United States at the end of the year. I interviewed at a lot of job postings, opportunities, but I was struggling. And my struggle was that I learned in Romanian. So when I went to interviews, I was struggling to be able to answer the question in a way that will make sense. Like if somebody will ask me, can you explain what an interface is? I knew what an interface is, but my English terminology, I sucked at that, honestly. I didn't had a way, a vocabulary to explain what things are. And at that time, that was in 2010, that's the way that the interviews were done. They were like, you do puzzles, like the interviews at Microsoft where like you were like clever or intelligent, a genius person who can solve a lot of puzzles and like riddles and stuff like that, who moved Mount Fiji, or how do you eat an elephant and stuff like that, along with a lot of what is an interface, what's a class, what's an object and stuff like that. And I was challenged with answering this kind of questions. I needed to get a job to pay for the bills, right? That was true for my husband as well. We both found a job, and the decision for me was I need to find a job that will help me get better at English, even the basic communication, because I was really, my English was super basic. So I got a job at a restaurant as a manager, and while I was interacting with customers, I learned English pretty fast. But that job was super intense, long hours, and it felt that all the hundreds of interviews I was doing, it felt like the recruiters were just meeting a quota. Like, oh, I reached out to 50 candidates. I spoke with so many. Like a lot of them called, but some followed through, some not, but the majority were just trying to kind of have a check mark on their checklist that yes, they contacted so many people. And I kind of got discouraged for a while. From 2011 January until I think sometime at the end of January for a year, I didn't feel like I'll be able to get a job in tech. So I kind of felt that I will give up. But then there were times where it's like, no, I won't give up. I need to find a way to get my foot in the door, right? So what I decided to do, I learned that there is this class of quality assurance 101, and that I can get in the door as a tester and then progress from there. So I went to that class, started to study quality assurance, how to test stuff and so on. And while I was taking those classes, it was at night, my vocabulary, technical vocabulary, started to pick up as well. And before I graduated, somehow I landed 2 job offers. One was with AT&T and another one was with an unknown company. In 2012, June 1st, that's when I got my first software engineering job. And that's my path. That's how I became a software engineer. Along the way, I thought that I would be a teacher, a psychologist, and I was considering to become an esthetician. And thank God that I had a person in my life that I trusted and loved and I believed in. And the fact that he was encouraging me and made me believe that I will be able to do software engineering, that I will be good at it, that if I put my mind to it, I will accomplish it. I'm glad that I had that support and that encouragement, and hopefully you can get a person in your life. If you don't, I hope that you don't need somebody to tell you to believe in yourself, but if you don't, hopefully you do have the support system in your life that will help you through moments when you doubt yourself, when you don't know what to do. That's kind of my journey, how I became a software engineer, graduated, got a degree. Literally, honestly, I was a living compiler until I got my first job, and the first week was kind of brutal. But the second week I started to reason about code, how to structure things, and so on. Like, I started to learn so much, and it's like I was like a sponge that was just absorbing. And what I wanted to say is that I learned so much from my first job in the first 3 months, way more than what I learned at university. At university, it taught syntax and structure and a lot of theory, but not so much how to apply that into practice. And if you feel like when you graduate that you don't know how to code, you're still doubting, like, give yourself the benefit of the doubt and find a job and get through that mental blocks of that you cannot do it. You definitely can do it if I can, and so many other thousands and millions of people can be coders that can code, so can you. So don't let anything stop you if you want to become a software engineer. Regardless, do you want to be a self-taught? Do you want to go to a boot camp? Do you want to graduate from university? All of these options are valid, and no one can tell you what's better for you. So take this. Don't give up. If you're interested in learning how to code, you can do it. So I hope you enjoyed the story that I tell you, the story of how I became a software engineer. If you find this valuable and encouraging, motivating, feel free to share it with people who need it in their life. And see you in the next video.